Hey everybody, welcome to another stream brought to you by Gen-Dro Studios. I'm Dro here, and I'm here to stream another beautiful day full of Ghostwire. Now, after all this craziness, I was thinking about going back and trying out some other games, and I actually went back and started playing Borderlands 3, actually, just to see how it works. I have it on my PC as well, but I originally bought it for PS4. That was the first time I ever played it, was on PS4. And so I tried it out, and it it looks a hell of a lot better, strangely enough. I've been on my Steam Deck. I'm playing the first one, and the first one's pretty fun. I actually do enjoy the first one a lot. But on the PC, because I told you guys about the new graphics card that I got, and I put some new RAM in there, just bump it up a notch, just so I can do the video editing that I want to do. And then I added a new SSD of 2 terabytes, just so I can have enough memory to work with. So I did a lot of upgrades on the PC. Probably the next one I'm probably going to do, excuse me, is probably I'm going to work on the power supply and add another 1000 watt in there, just so I can have enough power to run my system the way I want to efficiently. But other than that, it's been doing pretty good. I'm actually surprised because, Jesus. Because they said that the requirement was that I needed a $1,000 watt power supply to run that graphics card, but I ended up being just fine without the extra $250. Now it's probably because I'm not running like hardcore. Hey. Chill out, buddy. It's probably because I'm not running like really high graphic type games, but considering that it plays Borderlands 3 pretty smoothly, I'm actually supremely surprised and very, very, very happy with the quality of it. Now, it does have a hard time running an Ultra, so I'm guessing that the power supply might be it, or it could be the graphics card. I'm not sure. This is like my first time messing with this kind of stuff in such a long time. I used to build computers way back when we didn't have that many options, and memory wasn't a thing, and you'd be lucky to get at least 16 gigs of RAM. We're talking about like you would get like 8 gigs of RAM. You'd have 4 slots, and the highest gigabytes on the RAM stick was like, actually you wouldn't have gigabytes, it'd be megabytes, funny enough. So you'd be lucky to even have like 512 megabytes. I would have like multiple sticks, and that's all I have is like 512. And like I grew up, I had an MS-DOS computer along with, like, pure MS-DOS, like, no Windows, no nothing, and then I also had a Windows 3.1. That's how far back I go. Yeah, fun. And so I used to build computers like that. So now that they have all these new special requirements, I was just like, okay, well, I hope that things are a lot more universal, because you couldn't possibly be universal with half the computers. It was like, for example, HP, you could barely even customize that thing to do anything. So if you got an HP computer, you're pretty much stuck with HP parts. And even if you did get it, you'd probably talk to HP, and they'd probably try to sell you something new because they couldn't fix it any further, and blah blah blah, and lie to you because they think that most of their consumers are fucking retarded. Excuse my language, but that's pretty much how I feel about HP. The customer service on there was just awful. Um, I'm not sure how they are now. I haven't dealt with them in a very, very long time. But I remember back when I was younger, it was pretty much a waste of time. Um, it seemed to me like a lot of computer companies, they decided that they were going to run a monopoly scheme on everybody, and everybody was just um, gonna have to deal with it. Well, thankfully, you know, the people who built their own computers and decided to make their own operating systems based off Linux, and they decided that no, that's not how things are going to work out. This is not how it's going to pan out. This is the limit of how far you can go with such technology, and they went all out. And I'm talking, I was shocked how well they did. They're supremely kicking butt, and Apple Apple computers were a big thing too. They're the highest quality you can get back in the day until people started building their own kind of machines, and that's when it started getting really cool and interesting. Now, I don't know 200, like, man, don't quote me on this because I could be wrong in a lot of cases, but this is what I can remember from back then. So, like I said, don't quote me, but from what I remember, that's pretty much how things were, and it was crap, like, really crappy. Personal computers were just garbage back then. Now, I'm learning and working with these new computers, and I'm just shocked all the way, just like, yeah, this is awesome.
Did you see it? It's actually pretty nice, right? Thank you so much for believing my story.
Oh yeah, that's the guy who told me that the dog and the Oni thing. I think I pretty much got everything. I don't see any other side quests in this area. But surprisingly, when I started building my own computer, it was just like nothing to me. It was just like before. I felt kind of disappointed because I thought that there was going to be like some sort of gateway. I don't know, like something special, like you had to have certain types of skills or whatnot to build it. I mean, like, I don't know. I would expect that a lot more people would know how to, as opposed to just jumping in and buying these stock computers. Excuse me. Ugh. I woke up a little early today. So when I found out that it was just as easy as it was back then to build one, I was just like, alright, well, okay. Honestly, you don't even need to know how everything works. You just got to make sure that you have the right parts for everything. Do your research, look at pictures, and you're pretty much set to go. I'm not even kidding. Oh, that's not good.
Stop that!
Oh man. Well, that wasn't fun. It was really weird. Well, now I know to be more careful when I see trash flying upwards. Alright. Boom. I did have a little bit of help, because my hands are so big. they are pretty big. Come inside the paper. That didn't sound right at all. Anyways, the only thing I had my significant other help me out, like putting my hands in there and trying to get my hands to maneuver inside and stuff like that. Because I mean, my big bear claws wouldn't allow me to get in there easily. Especially when I had to buy a new cord. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I had to buy a new cord because the power supply only had the set stuff for, you know, your basic wires. It was just like one big cord full of different types of plugs. Well, I need an extra plug so that way I can run my fans on my GPU, my graphics processing unit, graphics card, whatever. Anyways, so I had to order that, but like, you know, there was ports for the power supply, so I stuck like I was trying to stick it in there, and I'm just like trying to maneuver because I only have like this much of a slot to stick my finger in and push it in, and then you have to have like finger strength to make sure it goes in, and you have to make sure you're careful not to, you know, snap your tap or have it like correctly inserted because it could go one way or another, and it's just a big pain in the ass, really. But I managed it somehow. I mean, I was actually doing it while everything was plugged in, so I was kind of like belly on the ground, just like trying to maneuver my body, like, but really it's only the hand that needs to go in there, but my body's just like rolling on my stomach, on my back. I'm like, I can't get this in. Eventually, with all the struggling and everything, I managed to finally get myself to be able to do what I needed to do. And it was yeah, it was fun. Fuck. Seriously? Okay, good. It was not anything bad. Thank goodness. I thought it was gonna be like one of those big fucking things again.
Nice.
Jeez. Alright, so I guess what is with these people? Yeah. It looks like I'm not gonna be able to avoid this knockdown, drag out fight that I'm gonna have to end up having. Well, that was pretty easy. Actually, a lot easier than I thought it would be. No, yeah, tons of fun. Alright, let's see what else we got here. The umbrella corp over there, just wandering around. Got a lot of shit going on over here.
What's that?
The Daikon Mandrake. Interesting.
Hey, focus.
Hey, you bitch. How dare you?
You're hurt bad.
Yeah, I see that. Thanks for the obvious statement, mister.
Nice.
I don't like being stuck in like in a corner. That's what I really hate about the combat when I'm in like areas like this. I'm just like, it's not like I can move around or anything like that. This is like a first-person shooter game with melee mixed into it, and it works. Fundamentally, it's fine, but put into practice, it can be a little difficult, especially if you're not used to like doing this. And I mean, you're not necessarily gonna block perfect block everything. So if you hold it, excuse me, if you hold it, you're definitely gonna take some damage. So it's kind of unfair.
Religion, huh?
At times like this, yeah.
All right, I found it. Break this. Oh, great. This whole area is thick. Ah, there you go. Faster. Woo. Ha ha. Heifer. Oh. Give me your soul. You will die. Thank you. Come again.
Hey, want me to teach you some new skills? The way you are now, I bet you could handle it.
I mean, I appreciate the gesture, but a couple of things I want to do before I do that. Alright, that doesn't look ominous at all. Just a little purpley. If that's even a word. Alright. It's foggy. Partly cloudy in this beach. Scrapple. Yeah, there's the gate I need. How you doing, buddy? Alright, I think I should be able to reach this. Maybe. Let's grab me a spirit real quick. I have noticed that the less spirit there are in the energy, the less chance of a respawn. Or maybe it's just in my head, but like there are areas where it's not nearly as bad as it used to be.
Wish they'd make these easier to find.
Yeah. No, not this thing again.
You're ahead of the game. There's more of them.
Cut me some slack. I'm injured.
This is really hard. Alright. That was a little ridiculous. Yeah, it's kind of unfair to be in a rooftop and fight one of those things. Not a lot of cover except for this, and they can literally just hit me in the head. I'll take the prayer beads. Thank you.
Looks like it's coming from Forest Park. Don't know what they're doing out there. But we better hurry.
Agreed.
Yeah. Or day. Or day.
Forest Park's to the north. Let's see how close we can get.
Sure. Just what I like to hear. Let's get closer to death. There's some spirits. They need my help. Fuck. Alright.
More coming in.
See that? Come on.
Wow, you're still going. Keep it up.
Don't you worry. I will.
Good moves there, kid.
Damn it. That was a little difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, that's a lot of fog over in that area. But I feel like I saved some spirits. I feel like I did my duty. Although I feel like I have no points left in my fire. Wait, I don't have points in my fire. But I don't feel it. Don't have it. Alright. That's a lot of dead people. Hello. Oh, oh. Project is up. They finally found me. I think I'm getting a little bit better at that. Oop. Hopefully I have enough. Oh, I didn't realize that that thing was there. Hello there, yokai. I think I'm probably gonna have to go make a phone call. There's a lot of spirits here, but I don't have enough. Hey, more side quests, just what I needed. Excuse me. And there happens to be a payphone right next to it. Sweet. Vroom. Well, that's a lot of experience.
Good news. You've now saved over 50,000 spirits.
Hell yeah.
That's enough of them to fill a stadium. I can just hear them cheering you on in the stands.
Yep, only 190 more to go. 190,000? 190. You know what I meant. I mean it in the most roughest sense.
Really hold actual souls?
Sure can. Trust me, I was as shocked as you. Makes them easier to haul around, though.
Oh yeah, maybe I should use these points eventually. Increases the weaving amount. I love how like none of these actually like increase the power. It just increases something else. Shortens in charge time. Honestly, these are probably the most useless skills ever. The only one I really want is the one that I can summon a Tengu and immediately grapple to it. I'm gonna save before I do it, but I pretty much got everything I need. I just need one more level. Just one. Synergy level is 23, so I'll get there eventually. Not to worry. But this guy right here, he looks like he's gonna be loads of fun to catch. First, I have to find him. Come on. Thank you. Oh man. I can't do it in the air. It's awesome.
There.
There he is.
That looks like an Eton moment. It doesn't seem like it's too worried about us. Just chase after it. Try to keep up until it stops.
Easier said than done, sir. Come on, climb.
It's stunned. Now's our chance. Get it.
I'll take it, the
That should
Magatama.
toughen you up.
What the? Oof. My brain is like going dizzy just moving the camera around like that. Alright. If you could just please climb up like I need you to, we won't have any more problems. Yeah, this is why it's probably important to be able to summon a Tengu at will. Because if I get to that point, getting these spirits will be a cinch, and the more spirits, the more experience, and blah blah blah. It's just a better investment than the rest of the crap that I can get. I'm pretty sure most of this stuff is more based on skill alone anyway. Can I make it? Nope. Fell to my death. You saw that. I heard a little vibration just now. Somebody must be calling my significant other's cell phone. It's definitely not me. I know I got called in by my job for about something. I hate explaining myself sometimes. Not for nothing, but it's more like I feel like I'm getting grilled about something that I couldn't help. If that makes any sense. I know the guy who asked me the question he probably doesn't mean anything about it, but because things tend to go directly to my boss, what ends up happening is that my boss seems to think that I'm making mistakes left and right, which I'm not. I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to. He seems to believe that I don't know what I'm doing for whatever reason. I have no idea.
What the hell is that?
You don't know what a glass chime is, buddy? Even I knew that. Jeez. Just kidding. But yeah, I mean, usually the news of whatever is going wrong goes up to him, and I don't know if he's messing with me or if he actually believes that I'm in. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey, get ready to fight. That's the way. You're hurt bad.
I see that. And that is how you do that, I guess. Thank goodness I bought all that food. Do, 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 do. Whatever the case, it's not important. What is important is that I don't want to go to work today, and if they give me a reason not to go to work, I won't go to work. That's pretty much where I'm at this point. I know that my job is extremely important. I know that I'm a necessary part, and I don't argue the fact that I'm a needed employee. But I do feel like if you have a person who is necessary in your job, that you should probably be wary of how you treat them. Just saying. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they don't think I'm important. Maybe they think that I'm replaceable. And if that's the case, I mean, that's on them. I mean, if they feel that way. It's not going to make a difference to me. But I mean, have fun replacing me. It's not easy replacing an employee. when the job that I do requires a little bit more mental capacity than just a normal average job. Not to say I'm not replaceable. It's just a little harder to replace somebody when there's so much to learn in my job. I mean, personally, I would never do them dirty per se. Nah, what am I kidding? If they made me mad enough, I probably would do them dirty. As far as how mad, I mean, that's neither here nor there. I have been pretty pissed off with the job, and I still stayed regardless. Mostly because, I mean, I need work, and because I have a permanent injury. I don't know if you guys know about that, but I have a permanent injury that makes me basically permanently disabled. But only like, what is it, 12% or whatever the hell that means. So I'm 12% permanently disabled, which means that I can't do like my restrictions is that I can't do physical labor that requires me to do repetitive motion above 50 pounds or above. So I can't do my strong jobs that I used to. I picked them up and put them back down kind of jobs. But it makes it really hard for me, especially that's where they usually try to put me. I don't know why. It's kind of strange because I do have the mental capacity and I do have the skills to do a lot more than just physical labor, but they look at me and they're like, "Oh, big guy. Let's put him in the stock room. He can pick things up and put them down. Yeah. Who cares if he knows what he's doing?" So that's generally where they end up putting me. It's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. Especially because I find that a lot of people in management are not as smart as they claim themselves to be. You know what the difference between people in most cases, I'm not going to claim all, but in most cases, do you know the difference between people in management and the people who aren't? Education. That's it. That's pretty much it. Education. And let me tell you, education means jack squat in the long scheme of things. Like, it may help a little bit, it may make the job easier, but when you're in like lower tier jobs, it means nothing, really. Experience speaks for way more than anything else, and the only way you're going to get the experience is if somebody gives you the time of day to actually get the experience needed. After that, it's pretty much whatever. Unless you're doing like, I'd say jobs like marketing, upper management, things that require you to have bookkeeping skills and stuff like that. You have to have something a little bit more than basic education level, but there's not many jobs that require that in the lower end of the spectrum. And when I say lower end, I mean like we're talking about there's the majority of jobs that require you to have that kind of capacity are very limited. Doctors need that kind of education. Professional
cigarettes again, aren't you?
How the hell did you know?
Professionals who deal with things that are really, really kind of sensitive in the aspect where you actually need to know what the hell you're doing. Those are not as they don't have, I guess there's just not that much in the grand scheme of things. Like there's literally, it's a competitive field to be a doctor, because you know there are good doctors and bad doctors, but that's not. Anyways, it doesn't matter what I mean. Look, all I'm saying is that most of the time you end up being if you're just a regular Joe Snow and without an education, just a high school level education, 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up in a warehouse job. There are so many warehouse jobs comparatively, so it's not like you need a higher education, and you don't need a higher education to manage those people. It's literally the stupidest thing I ever heard
Done
of
yet? Come
to
on,
believe
let's go.
otherwise. Oh no. They're stealing the souls. You stupid spirit. How dare they? I was literally in a store and they were killing these spirits without me there to protect them. F you. Look at these schoolgirls all trying to steal stuff.
You would work there.
And most of the stuff is learned. Alright, for example, my significant other doesn't have anything other than a high school diploma. Okay? Nothing else. Alright, to be a supervisor, she doesn't need a higher education to supervise people to do a job that she already knows how to do. Like, she just doesn't need it. It's not necessary. That's the example I'm trying to pull out. I'm sorry. Like, my brain was going blank for a minute there because I was trying to focus on this. But anyways, what I'm saying is that a supervisor, which is a much needed position, it's not something that, you should just take lightly. Supervision is absolutely necessary, a necessity when it comes to businesses. Come on, don't miss. It's an absolute necessity, especially when you're dealing with large amounts of employees. You need that. Management is really only needed for more of tasks suited for hiring and making sure supervisors are on task. And you only need one manager for that per probably 4 or 5 supervisors, or so 3 usually if we're talking about shifts. You only need one manager per 3 supervisors, and you only need one supervisor per shift unless you have multiple departments where you would need multiple supervisors. And then in that case, it would be a little different. But I would say that like, for example, if you were to do grocery store, okay, you got lots of departments, and you probably have a supervisor for multiple departments, like maybe 2 or 3. So you'd have a supervisor per 3 departments, and you have a total of, let's say, 12. We'd say you have 4 supervisors, so I'd say you would need probably about 1 manager, because you only have like 1 extra supervisor. And sure, the manager will probably be a little bit overburdened, so the manager would have like an assistant manager that helps them out with daily tasks that would be able to do that. Because obviously there's a lot more to management than just, showing up. But yeah, there's just... But in the lower management scheme of things, you don't really need a higher education. It would be stupid to believe that you do. You really don't. And I think that if you train long enough as a supervisor, and you train under a decent manager, you could probably be a manager with enough experience. afterwards. You don't need a higher education for that at all.
Need to clear this fog to get farther north.
Search around. Gotta be a torii gate somewhere.
Now, you may be a business owner and you may disagree, and that's fine. You're more than welcome to disagree with my opinions, because that's what they are. They're pretty much opinions. I'm not saying that what I say is fact. That's just what I believe. You can call me ignorant if you want to, but as far as I know, and as far as what I've seen, we're talking about me personally. My brother and I have done businesses, and my brother has done. He has done some schooling, but really, honestly, my brother always had the mental capacity to do business management without all that thing. He just needed a few extra little bits of knowledge that he didn't really need a full college education to know how to do. He just needed to know the ins and outs. Which, if we had parents or somebody in our family to teach us how to do it, we probably wouldn't even need education, because at the end of the day, it's really about managing money. That's how you're successful. Being successful is learning how to manage money. That is it. End of story. You can try to convince me otherwise, but no, that's not the case. A good head on your shoulders on learning how to manage money will get you pretty much anywhere in business. You don't need an education for that. You just need somebody to show you how to do it and teach you the ins and outs, and then just practice from there. Having the opportunity to practice and the opportunities given to you, that makes you successful. So correct me if I'm wrong, but honestly, education system, you don't really need it. As a matter of fact, it's unless you're doing something, like I said, important, like being a doctor or whatever, the chances of needing the higher education required are pretty much slim to none. You don't need an education to be an artist. You don't need an education to be a photographer. You need practice. You need basically somebody to teach you the ins and outs of what they've learned. But like I said, it does not take a year to learn it. It takes experience to learn it. So, you know, you could try to say that I'm wrong about it, but at the end of the day, most of the things I've learned are self-taught. Alright? Most of the things I've learned is from picking up a book, reading it, putting it into practice, and basically trying through trial and error to learn something. Period. If you want to believe otherwise, that's entirely up to you, but really, at the end of the day, and I'm going to be the devil's advocate here, I don't think it's necessary. I think that books are necessary. I think literature is necessary. I think teaching people how to read and understand things is necessary. Law is necessary. I think that money management, law, and a couple other life skills are important and necessary, but I don't think the half of things that they expect you to go to school for is. You just don't. And I mean, things that make you happy should not cost you money at all. Oh my goodness. What the hell is that? Oh my.
We're gonna have to fight.
Yeah, I see that. Damn it. I think the whole system of schooling, for me, is about as corrupt as our society is nowadays. I'm not talking out my ass. I mean, I really honestly believe, through my years of experience, I have noticed a lot of corruption in a lot of things. If it were up to me, I'd say we would need a clean restart, a reset. no. Come on, man. You guys are just coming out right behind the other. Not even giving me a break here. Give me a damn break, people. Jeez.
Irritating little jerks.
Yeah, they are. I'm with you on that, sir. I think having the right kind of tutoring might help a little bit. And people with, like, learning disabilities could benefit from a better education. But, I think that general schooling is extremely important. But I also think that there's a lot of things lacking in our schooling that...
Wonder what this is.
Huh. I'm climbing in a homeless bum's cardboard box. Sweet. That was interesting. You know, one of the most useful things that I've ever learned in life came from my mother, and that was how to cook, how to clean, how to take care of myself, how to just do simple things, but important, that I find, and I'm not even kidding you, a lot of people are lacking. And that's just self-care and being able to function without assistance, being independent as a person. I find that a lot of people are lacking that. It's kind of sad, really, especially in today's society. And not to say that our kids now are dumb. No, they're not. They're far from dumb. But I think their intelligence stems from a different aspect of life, as opposed to like what we had back then, where we were teaching kids different things. Technology is one of the biggest things that we've been teaching our kids. I mean, I know I'm comparatively technologically stupid to kids that nowadays, but at the same time, I did grow up with the evolving technology that we have now. So I'm not completely out of the loop, but I know people my age who tend to be kind of outdated in their way of thinking, I guess you could say. I try to keep up with technology. I try to keep up the best I can. I mean, I'm not super smart, and I don't claim to be, and I don't have a specialization in any kind of skills whatsoever, aside from working hard. But I do try to keep up to date, and I do. If I have enough interest in something, I will teach myself how to do it. I will learn more, do some research. I'll pick up a good book. If I need more than that, I'll ask around. I mean, there's many. The beautiful thing about the information world is there's many ways to obtain the information that you're looking for. I believe. But I do believe that technology has stunted us in a way that we'll never get back, and I think it's mostly how we talk to people, our social interactions, peer-to-peer interactions is what I would like to say. That's the word I'm looking for. Our peer-to-peer interactions have suffered greatly due to the technological advances we've made and the ease it is to just open up a PC or a laptop and just be like, hey, you know, I feel like looking at what the hell this person's up to and never talking to them, because we as a society are so, I don't know, narcissistic. I hate to say that because it's kind of rude and a lot of people are going to disagree. But we as a society have become so narcissistic. We just need to post everything about ourselves. We need to post what we ate, where we ate, how we ate it. And I'm not speaking for anybody personally. I'm saying generally speaking. You necessarily, as a viewer, don't necessarily fall into that category, but there are a lot of people who do. And because there's a more general populace of people like that, it becomes the general idea. Now, you may fall out of that category, but you don't fall out of all categories, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm not trying to insult you or anything like that. I'm just making an observation based on what I've seen. You know, a lot of people feel like their opinions matter, and that is narcissistic in nature. To believe that their opinions are more important than others, that's even more narcissistic in nature. To feel the need to open their mouths about every single situation is narcissistic in nature. Not to say that is a key quality of being narcissistic, but it is narcissistic in nature. To feel like your opinions matter more, that's where you start being more of a narcissistic as opposed to being narcissistic in nature. Believing that your opinions matter more so than other people's opinions is definitely narcissistic. But like I said, you know, being narcissistic in nature doesn't make you a narcissist. It just makes you narcissistic in nature. You have aspects about you that is unhealthy and would be considered narcissistic. Not to say that you are, I'm just saying that is, you know, qualities that you have to basically look out for. But our society as a whole has become more narcissistic, in my opinion. And like I said, I say my opinion. I'm not saying that it's fact. It's just through observation, I have noticed that it's become more of a thing, and it's actually pretty sad, to be honest with you.
What's with him?
Careful. I think he might be stronger than the others.
He is. You bastard. Bastard.
Nice.
But believe what you want to believe, is what I say. You know, if you don't believe that, and if you believe that things are different, and you want to color everything in roses, then by all means be my guest. Maybe I'm just more pessimistic about things. I don't know. Maybe pessimism has nothing to do with it. Maybe it is an actual fact. Who knows? You know, I'm just a guy talking out my butt playing video games while you guys watch. But I will say this. I worry for the future of my children. And I worry about where our world is going and where our society has gone and how much freedom we've given the government to have control over our lives. I worry about these things. I worry about the fact that a lot of people don't want to work anymore because they're tired of the way our employers have been treating us, and I'm not included in that. I'm definitely included in that scenario, where you're just tired of being used and abused. The system that we have put in place is very flawed, and people are starting to realize that and open their eyes, and a lot of things are happening in this inflation. Have you ever tried looking up why inflation has happened. Like, unless you're like an economist and you have an idea of what is going on, you don't really generally understand. And there's a reason for that. You have to understand there is a definite reason why it's like that. They do it on purpose. They make sure that you don't know why it's happening on purpose. Why is there a need for money to grow? Why is there a need? And why do we why are we put in a position where inflation happens? Why hasn't our economy gotten better? Why are our minimum wages still here? Why is there such a gap in the middle class? Why are things happening the way they are? You know, these are questions that a lot of people should be asking. Depression's at an all-time high. Things are going crazy. You know, these are things that I don't know if people are wondering about or if people have questioned it. Have people educated themselves on it? I mean, what is going on here? Maybe I'm just dumb and I don't know what's going on. But here's my personal take on it. I believe that capitalism, alright, and this is just my take. I think capitalism is flawed. I think capitalism is good for boosting an economy for a short amount of time, but it's not a permanent solution. I think that capitalism only works in a system where people aren't greedy. They don't look for more and more money. I think it works for when people are actually looking out for each other. I think it's a system more put in place that people can improve upon themselves. But I don't think it is a permanent thing, and I don't think that it should be permanent in the long grand scheme of things. I think that there are other countries who are doing better than ours, who weren't doing better initially, but now are doing way better, and they don't have the system we have in place. They have a different system, and I believe that as a country we need to grow and learn from other people's policies and create our own. I don't think that their policies are for us because we're a different country, obviously, and we have different ways of doing things and different opinions and views. But I do believe that we can learn from it, and I do believe that we do need a change. For a lot of reasons, we need changes. I don't think that. I think we're stagnant. I think that as a country we're stagnant. I think as a people we're stagnating. I think that if we don't change something soon, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I feel for our children in the future. I feel for us as well because we're living in it. You know, I'm not even fully middle aged yet, and I'm getting there, and I have a future where I'm looking at it, and it's looking like I'm not going to be able to support myself without working. You know, people who are disabled are going to be up Craps Creek unless they're living with somebody. You know, I think personally, I think, and this is my opinion, I think that we're going to end up in a position where children are never going to move out of the house.
I've never seen a cherry blossom tree like that.
Yeah, me neither.
And it's the wrong season, too.
The red one used to be a normal cherry blossom tree. But then, it started blooming red all year round. And since then, the others have stopped blooming entirely. I just don't understand. How could this have happened?
Guessing it turned red by absorbing blood.
What? You mean like a corpse was buried under it?
Yeah, and I suspect the grudge from whoever's under there corrupted the tree. Other trees won't bloom until it's cleansed.
I need help. There must be a way to save my cherry blossoms.
Alright, so back to what I'm saying. I believe there's going to come to a point in time where none of our kids are going to be able to move out of the house. We're all going to be living and cramped inside our own little houses that we built. It's going to become more unaffordable. You're going to need hundreds of people in a community to actually make them. It's going to be bad. I mean, independence is going to be long gone. Pretty soon we're going to be dependent on each other to survive. That's... Shit. You son of a bee. Thanks for giving me the time to drink this stuff. Seriously, man. Thanks. You know, my mother and I discussed this a while back ago, but we've already predicted half of the stuff that's going on right now. She knew that if we kept on going the way we were going, we were going to end up being stifled by the government, and we were going to depend on the government for everything. I think that we do depend on the government to make all our choices for us because we, as a people, have gotten lazy. And she agrees as well. And this is stuff that I was talking about when I was 20, 21. Bye. And if at 21 I figured this out, I imagine that a lot of 21-year-olds or 20-year-olds are going to figure this out as well. We're heading down a disaster road. I think too many people are looking to get rich now, and rich people are taking advantage of the fact that they're rich and they have an idea how to be rich, and they're taking that and marketing it to make more money. I don't know if you've seen that, but it has happened, and it's pretty awful, actually. I think it's pretty messed up. I mean, and there's probably somebody out there who believes the same, like, who is actually trying to help, but to distinguish who is right and who is wrong is kind of like a catch-22.
Not much a normal gardener could do to fix this. Let's get the tree cleansed.
Yo. Turn pink.
Oh, they're in full bloom.
Bam, baby.
That's pretty good.
You know what the messed up thing about it is? You can't... Alright, so I know that my conversation's all over the place, but you really can't focus on one thing either. It's like a chain of events that are all interlinked together. It's like a big shitstorm, alright? So, like, even if you manage to solve one issue, just one, you still have a plethora of other issues you have to worry about at the same time. It's kind of crazy.
What? You got a guilty conscience?
It's a little nutty, I'm not gonna lie. And unfortunately, I don't think that anybody's organized enough to be able to handle and tackle all the situations.
They're gorgeous.
To expect a world leader who I'm sure has their own agendas
Thank you for letting me.
to fix all the problems that we have is kind of ludicrous, especially considering that if you know how the system works, he's basically just a figurehead. Really, Congress and the Supreme Court usually make all the decisions anyway. Our world leader is pretty much useless in the grand scheme of things. He can make promises and people will listen, but it's all just a money game. It really is. A capable leader to guide us in a situation has to be not only charismatic, but has to have connections, has to have their hands dipped in the darkness, and all sorts of other things. And I say darkness because I'm not trying to scare anybody, but they kind of have to be criminals, and they have to have their hand in the criminal underworld, because criminals do make things go around. If you believe otherwise, you're really dumb. I believe that the people who lurk in shadows have a lot to do with the way things are run right now. I believe that there are people who lurk in shadows that are out in the open, and you don't even know it. But anyways, the kind of leader that we would need to handle the situations that we're going through right now is somebody who pretty much is capable in all aspects, and not just political, I mean everything. I think that Biden is just a puppet. I mean, that's just my opinion. It just, from observation, I don't think he knows exactly what he's doing half the time. I think that for us to elect a president that is that far gone mentally is kind of silly. But at the same time, I get it. I mean, I understand. Some people just speak a good game.
Good. Like that.
Beautiful. Let's pray. Let us pray.
Hope he keeps an eye on us.
We could use it.
Yeah, you're right. We definitely could use some prayer over here. Did I complete? No, there's that one quest right here, Dire Straits. Lots of stuff. And I talked a lot about stuff already about political. I hate getting political, honestly, because my opinion's different from somebody else's, and it's hard to be political because everybody has their own form of opinion, and there are people out there you just can't change their mind about anything. You can't turn them one way or another. They believe they know everything and anything, and you could be one of those people. I could be one of those people. I'm just saying, people like that exist, and I like to say that I keep an open mind about everything around me, and if you have a good argument, I will change my mind in a heartbeat. I will switch sides so fast. If you can give me a good argument on why I'm wrong or the way I'm thinking is wrong, by all means, give it to me. Shoot it straight. I'd rather be taught a new lesson and be humiliated than to sit there in ignorance and believe something that doesn't exactly necessarily have any kind of factual evidence behind it. I would love for you to sit there and be like, alright, look. Alright, I know what you've read, I know what you saw, but here's the proof that you need. Alright? This is this way, this is that way. What you're saying is ludicrous, and this is why. And, you know, I'm okay. I'm always open to suggestions. Super okay with that. I'd be more than happy to sit there and eat my words any time of the week. I'm not so prideful as to believe that I'm right about everything. I'm sure that there are a lot of things that I'm incapable of understanding unless somebody actually explained it to me.
I thought people need to use the restroom too.
What's this about a restroom?
I think at any age,
Always occupied.
doesn't matter how old you are, there's always something new to learn. And humility is a huge,
Probably worth checking out. Could be a specter.
it's a huge
Great.
necessity in this world. It's a huge necessity for growing. Learning how to accept other people's truths and basing an opinion based on the facts that are around you, and learning to accept that you're wrong is a huge quality that everyone should have. Nobody should ever feel like their truth is the one true truth. It's that's why I have a huge problem with religion. because religion is kind of like that in a way. To believe otherwise is kind of ignorant, but and this is not an attack. All right, don't get me wrong. I have my religion, and I am all for other people having their own beliefs. I think that it's beautiful to have beliefs like that, but religion is kind of like that. Religion, if you ever noticed, your religion won't give you. Oh no! Oh my!
That's quite the earthly regard to hang on to there.
That's the lady.
Sorry, but do you have another roll?
Come on. How much paper do you need?
He needs what he needs, man. Just let him have it.
Ah, there you go. I gotta get him. Another toilet paper here. Oh man. You gotta roll the good stuff right here, buddy.
I think that's blood.
Oh.
You've wiped enough.
Oh, thank you so much. Finally, I'm ready to pass on now.
It must be hard to move on in such dire straits. I can relate.
Could have been avoided if you just checked the stall first.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm like completely airheaded about checking stalls too. I have been caught. I have been caught. I have. It's disgusting.
Really empty.
So, no more regrets? You can move on, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Aw, but I wanted to go to the restroom.
It's so fluff and weird. Two spirits that couldn't pass on because they had to use the bathroom. Come on, people. Come on. Anyways, I have talked your ear off. I know I have. And, honestly, I had fun. I think, I wish there was more people to watch my streams and stuff like that, because I would love to pick everybody's brain. I mean, I just feel like that need. I want to. I want to hear more opinions. I want to pick somebody's brain. I talk to people at work, but honestly, because streaming is such a huge outlet and it's so worldwide, I would love. All right, and this is just me talking. All right, and you can take what you will out of it. But I think that I think I can learn a lot from everybody around me, and I hope that my streams start to get more traction. As my streams start, I get to talk to more people outside of my realm of perspective and learn about other people's perspectives. Pick your brain, sort of say. Like, if you have something to give me, as far as like knowledge-wise, man, I would love to pick your brain. I would love it. I think that everybody should be able to. This is what the beauty of having in the internet is, like having the ability to talk to multiple people in an outlet like this and share our ideas. It's beautiful. We need more like that. We need more like, ooh, yeah, remember what I told you. Remember what I said. I'm going to try this out. I'm going to save, because this is a necessary evil that must be done. It must be done. Alright, Tengu. Let's see what you got. And I saved up enough Magatama for this. Summon Tengu.
Use it well, kid.
Oh, wow. Yes! I can go anywhere now. Do you know how awesome that is? I'm okay with this investment.
Yeah, just like that.
I'm gonna save everybody now. They should have never given me this power. Yeah, boy. You know what this means? This means I'm probably gonna have to do a lot of side questing. Okay, so it doesn't always work the way I want it to. Boom.
Another one down.
Okay. There's a guy right there. And a guy right there. Sit your butt down. Break it.
I really wish I didn't have to do this.
Wonder what he's talking about. Absorb them all. I need every single spirit in the world. You know, I got an achievement for buying all those Katashiros too. This must be a water one. No, it's a wind one.
Found religion, huh?
At times like this? Yeah.
I mean, would you become religious if you had to see some crazy stuff like this? Probably. Seeing is believing. Alright, it looks like we're reaching the part of our stream where I have to say I'm going to have to bid you adieu. Yep. I'm going to have to bid you guys adieu. It's already 10:30. I have streamed for an hour and a half almost. I like to leave you guys with a few things. Alright, despite what I said in this stream, I would like to say that I do hope for a better time and a better future, and I hope that you guys can understand where a lot of people are, scared, and I'm one of those people who are scared for our future. I think, for the most part, I think that we as a people have to stop giving so much power to the government and start making our own decisions, start fighting for our own freedoms and our own rights, especially as America. I think that people from other countries, we can learn a lot from them. I don't think that we should be so close-minded, and we should never close ourselves off. We should always be accepting of other cultures, always. I don't think we should ever feel like we know more than others. We don't. I think the education system needs to be fixed. I think that we should definitely pave the way for new education standards. I think that we can benefit a lot from others. I think we should never be closed-minded. I think we should always keep an open mind. There's a lot of things that we should think about, but for the most part, I want you guys to understand that these everything that I've said here, I honestly, truly believe to be true, and I want to believe in a better thing, but I'm just so pessimistic now with everything that's gone on, and I hope that I hope you guys can see the brighter things and not live in the darkness that I live in. I hope that our children can benefit from the future that we're providing them. Sadly, I don't think that I make a big difference, but I think as together as a whole we do. Narcissism is real, real big. I think that we need to be a lot more humble, and we need to stop thinking about ourselves and start thinking as a community like they did back in the day. That, I believe, is probably the most important thing of all. I think that that's definitely something we should be striving forward for. Helping each other is probably the best way to help the country. First and foremost, always. If you believe differently, I'm sorry that you do, but it's just not realistic. But anyways, other than that, those are my opinions. Whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not, that's entirely up to you. I don't care either way. Hopefully you do. Hopefully you care about people. I wish that we can go to our next door neighbors and just be like, hey, here's a cake. We made it. We just thought that maybe, you'd like to talk, instead of being so closed inside and so private like we are now. Sadly, it is what it is. I think I had a pretty deep conversation with myself. Because nobody's on here. I said I had a really deep conversation, an inner dialogue, is to say. Thanks for watching, guys. Please follow, subscribe. The support that you guys give me is invaluable, and I really would appreciate it if you did. I would like to get this. I would like to touch as much people as I can and reach people, as many people as I can, so that way we can go forward with the Gen-Dro Studios plan. So, help me out. I'm not asking for any money, just asking for support. If I need money, I will sell you a service. If I need support, I will ask for the support, and that's pretty much how I do things. I'm not asking you to do anything that is too hard or too strenuous or anything like that. Just support the channel, please. I appreciate it. If you like what you see, let me know. If you don't like what you see, also let me know. I will catch you guys later. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow. Stay awesome, everybody. I will catch you later. Bye.